Hello everyone and welcome. As you can probably guess from the title of this video, I'm really not happy with what appears to be the absolute mess that is Walker Stalker 2018, and I'm going to explain why. So last year I attended Walker Stalker in London, and despite it being a clear money grabbing affair, I came out having a pretty decent time. Yes, I thought the prices to see cast members were way too high, and admittedly there wasn't really a lot on offer if you didn't happen to take a wad of cash with you, but I got to meet some decent people, I saw some great cosplay, and I enjoyed my day out. I enjoyed it so much that I purchased tickets again for this year's event with the intention of going on Sunday the 11th of March. Well, it turns out I've now made a decision not to go, and this is based on the horrendous reports I've seen on social media from those who attended the event this Saturday. I mean, you only have to type in #WalkerStalker on Twitter to see the sheer amount of complaints aimed at the event. The main gripe that people seem to be having is with the waiting time to actually get into the event itself. Walker Stalker opens its door to general admission ticket holders at 10:30. Now, when I attended in 2017, I arrived not long before this time, and was able to enter the convention in around 10 minutes, which isn't a half bad turnaround. I queued for a couple of minutes, showed my tickets, got my wristband and was allowed entry to the showroom floor. The system in place was efficient and I don't really have any complaints at all about the waiting times. I spoke to a lady named Charlie on Twitter who also attended in 2017 just as I did, who confirmed that she also went straight in upon arrival. So then what's the problem, you ask? Well, this time around people have been arriving at 10:30, only to queue for up to 3 hours just to enter the venue. 3 bloody hours. How on earth has it gone from an almost instant entrance to a 3-hour wait in the space of a year? Someone has messed things up badly here. I mean, just look at these pictures. This kind of queuing is outrageous and was nothing like it was when I attended. I mean, in this picture here, all you need to do is Photoshop some flags into the crowd and stick an indie band at the front and it looks like something out of Glastonbury. The worst bit is that the person who tweeted this picture said they had only just passed the halfway point of the queue. How on earth has Walker Stalker got it so wrong? Well, one theory I have, which has been confirmed by a few people I've spoken to, is that the organisers have simply got too greedy, with some reporting that they have heard the security guard saying that the company has sold over double the amount of tickets that they were prepared for. Simply put, if you're not prepared for a certain amount of people, then limit the damn amount of tickets available to a number that you can manage. But of course Walker Stalker won't do that because it's just all about squeezing as much money from the public as possible. And whilst I'm on the topic of squeezing as much money from the fanbase, what is even more disgusting is that I've seen reports of people missing their photo ops because it took so long just to get into the event. Now I have you know that these photo ops aren't cheap at all, ranging from around £70 to a couple of £100, and most people have been looking forward to getting a snap with their favourite Walking Dead character for months, only to be left outside in the cold waiting for hours to get into the convention. It's just unacceptable. What's even more unacceptable is that Charlie told me she had to wait 3 hours just to get inside, even though she has a physical disability. Surely she should have been let in quicker than this. I've also seen reports of people just getting sick of waiting around and going home, and in all honesty I really can't blame them. I mean, think about it this way, the doors to the convention open up at 10:30, if you're waiting around for let's say 3 hours to get in, that takes you up to 1:30 in the afternoon. The convention closes at 7 on the Saturday and 5 PM on the Sunday, which means if I were to attend on Sunday, I'd probably only get about 3.5 hours inside the actual event. Now you might not think that that sounds too bad, but based on the size of the queue outside, queues to see the actors inside are probably just going to be just as big. Meaning that essentially you queue outside for hours just to have the privilege to queue inside for hours, which does not sound like a fun day out to me at all. I really think that Walker Stalker has perhaps become a victim of its own success. Last year when I attended the London event, it was much more low profile than it is now. Most of my friends who like The Walking Dead knew nothing about it, whereas now I know a lot more people who purchased tickets for this year. And whilst there's nothing inherently wrong with growing and expanding, you need to make sure you're adequately prepared for such a significant growth spurt. Not only have the event organisers sold far too many tickets, they also haven't employed enough staff to deal with the amount of people. Just look at this tweet in which a lady quotes a security guard who says, "They've not given us enough staff to control the crowd, so it's all gone tits up." And again, here's a tweet in which a user told me he spoke to a security guard who said that they had oversold by double the amount of tickets, but not employed enough people to deal with the extra attendees. I'm certainly sure that the security guards and the stewards have been getting a lot of shit, but the fact is if they are understaffed there's only so much they can do. In all honesty, I actually feel a bit sorry for them, as it seems they've been given an impossible job of managing a crowd that is far too big for the sparse numbers that they have. I've also seen other reports regarding rude volunteers and a woman being turned away at the doors after waiting for hours in a queue just because she had a backpack. For the record, I had a backpack last year and the guards did a search on me and let me go in, so this seems pretty weird to me. Of course, as I wasn't actually there, I need to point out I'm only going based on what I've heard and what people have said to me. And there are of course also a lot of pictures of people meeting their heroes and having a great time, and if you did enjoy yourself, well, I'm happy that you did. But for me, I don't think it takes a genius to work out that this year's Walker Stalker London has been a massive shit show, and it's one that I don't want to be a part of. Quite frankly, I've got better things to do with my time than to go to London to queue outside for hours just to then be able to queue inside for hours. Like Meatloaf says, I would do anything for The Walking Dead, but I won't do that. Okay, he doesn't say that at all. Anyway, moving on, maybe there is a possibility that the event managers will get the message and things will be much better tomorrow. But honestly, I'm just not prepared to take that risk. Hopefully this isn't something that carries on into the future, as from what I can gather, Walker Stalker London for the most part has been a very well run event since its inception. There's nothing wrong with selling more tickets to more people, but you can't expect to have exactly the same game plan as years previous and expect it to still work. If you're going to allow more people to come, then not only do you need to hire more staff, but you should also consider having the event take place over more days to accommodate said extra people, and you might even need to look at having it in a bigger venue. You can't expand your audience without expanding the actual product. It's really a shame the convention has gone so badly, and I hope that everyone who's been screwed over rightly gets refunded. I was looking forward to going myself this year, but I happily sit this one out. And if I am wrong and things are much better on Sunday, then I just hope everyone who does attend has a nice time. So there you have it, there's some of my thoughts on Walker Stalker London. I want to say thank you to Charlie and all the other people I spoke to on Twitter. You were all very kind and lovely to talk to. Please let me know your thoughts below. Perhaps you attended and had an awful time, or perhaps you loved it. As always, thank you for watching, and until next time, goodbye.